Preeti Jain. I put fashion and lifestyle content. So please don't forget to follow me on Insta and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be telling you about a story about how I in a way got my Louis Vuitton bag for free. So in 2011 I bought a Louis Vuitton bag and it was for something around 1.5 lakh rupees. Also when I bought it, I liked the shape and the design of that bag, and eventually I think 3 years back or 4 years back, first I started noticing the lock in the Louis Vuitton bag. The lock started becoming rusty, and I was like, this is not right, because it's such an expensive bag. So I went to I had got it from Delhi, so I took it to the showroom and I showed it to them. So they were like, no ma'am, it's very normal, the lock, it becomes rusty, in fact it should happen like that. And they didn't make any changes to it. And to be very honest, I think I was not that confident also at that point of time, because when you go to these places, high-end brands, you kind of do feel a little bit intimidated. So I was like, okay, fine. I just went back and I didn't do anything about it. Slowly, I think this was around 2016 when the lock started fading. Now in 2019 onwards, I started seeing the handle of the bag. There was slight, what do you say? Like a slight depression. You know how when you cut with a knife or something, automatically such things I could see in the bag. When no one had touched my bag, I had kept it properly, and I was shocked to see it. And not just in the, so there were two handles in the bag. One was attached to it and one was a sling. And I could see the leather of both were kind of, there were depressions in those. So I kind of, initially I thought, just let it be, I didn't really react to it. But gradually, like again I started noticing that it started becoming more and more. Then I couldn't tolerate anymore, because you're paying so much for such bags, so you don't expect this kind of thing to happen, into such expensive products, and that's the reason you're paying so much for that. And so I now I think in 2021, no, 22 actually. In 22 itself, I took it to a store. Now I'm in Mumbai, so I took it to Mumbai store, and there I met this sales girl. She was really rude to me, and when I showed the bag to her, she's like, "Ma'am, you bought it in 2011. Obviously, this will happen." I was like, "How can you say obviously it will happen? I mean, that's the reason we pay so much for these products. We don't expect anything to happen to them." And I also noticed that she was very rude to me, and she was making me feel as if it's my mistake that I have got it. And there was something very interesting. First she's telling me, "Ma'am, you didn't use it, you had kept it closed, and that's the reason this happened." And when I was arguing with her, I said, even if I'm not using it that much, it's not supposed to happen. And then suddenly after some time, because the argument was going on, she's like, "Ma'am, you've overused it, and that is the reason it happened." So I was like, look at you, you're contradicting your own statement. Once you're saying you didn't use it at all, you just kept it in your closet, that's the reason it happened. Now second time you're saying that you have overused it. So what happened at that point of time, there was a camera. So I asked her, "Is the camera working?" She's like, "Yes." I said, "Is audio available?" She's like, "Yes." I said, "Then I'm going to lodge a complaint against you, because you're so rude to me, that too in such a luxurious store. And it's a service industry. You're supposed to be good to me, And because I was not rude to her, but I noticed that the minute I showed her, she was trying to make me feel like it's something that it's my fault, and how can I come and bring it back. It was like that. And I said, "You keep the bag, talk to your manager." She refused to take the bag. So I noticed the time I went there, and on her face I said, "I'm going to put a complaint against you." I took I took mail ID, I took head office mail ID, which is in Singapore for Louis Vuitton. So I took that mail ID and I said, "I'm going to file a complaint. I will mail again, I'll mail that you were so rude to me, so I will mail a complaint against you." That is when slightly her nature changed. Then she's like, "No ma'am, the attitude changed." I said, "Whatever, this is my number, get back to me and let me know. And anyways, the complaint I'm going to send, because that was really rude of her, Also, I noticed one thing with these brands. I feel that they purposely kind of intimidate you, so that you don't, they don't have to take any action. So I personally feel that. Anyway, so many times when they're going to such expensive places, there's always an air about those places. So you already are a little bit conscious. Everyone is. On top of that, if someone is speaking to you like this, you automatically think, oh, maybe it's my fault. Because you won't believe me, when I was supposed to go there, I was actually telling my friend, you come with me, because it will be easier for me to speak. But end of the day, no one could come. And just because I felt she was so rude to me, it kind of gave me that edge and it gave me that boost to even react more, because I am not wrong. Also, there's another thing you guys should notice. There was another Chanel bag that I had bought it for 2.5 lakh rupees, and that I had also got it somewhere around 2009. In 2013, even the Chanel bag leather, something had started to happen. I took it to Delhi Chanel store. They saw it. They said, ma'am, we'll send it to Paris. We'll get it repaired. I was like, okay. They didn't create any issue at all. The minute they saw, they're like, okay, ma'am, we'll get it repaired. They did say that it will take 2-3 months time, but within a month they said, ma'am, we can't repair it. And so immediately they actually refunded the entire amount. So now in one hand that is Chanel's experience, and on the other hand this is Louis Vuitton's experience, and this is not the first time in Louis Vuitton, because the lock was also getting rusted when I took it to Delhi store. That time also the salesperson didn't really consider the problem and sent me back. And this time also in Mumbai store, they sent it back. I don't know if Louis Vuitton tells their managers or salespeople to treat like this, or to their staff, because it can't be a coincidence that both the places, the treatment was almost same. The only thing is in Delhi, no one was rude to me, but they didn't take my complaint seriously and they sent me back. So then obviously I came back home. I sent a mail to Singapore office. I said this to them that this is such an expensive product. Also, there's one thing interesting. Please note this, that when she mentioned to me, she said that, ma'am, some leathers eventually they wear off on its own. So I said, if this is one of those leather, the salesperson when I was buying it only should tell me this, that after 5 or 7 years it might wear off. No one is going to pay so much to buy such a leather or such a bag that has that kind of leather. So she's like, so this is another thing. Now whenever you're going and buying, please make sure that you check it with the salesperson about this thing, that the leather's not going to wear off eventually, So then that also I mentioned in the mail. I wrote a mail. I mentioned the time, that this time I entered the store. This is the time that girl spoke to me so rudely. I did mention that you can check the entire episode. You can hear it in the camera, and because I mentioned the time also, and I said that please check the camera, you will get to know what I'm talking about. So it's very important for you to put this also, because that's when the people who are mailing also will kind of get little bit scared, not scared in a wrong way, but they will know that you have proof. That once they check, they will get a proof of what you're saying. So that gives you an upper hand, which is very important. So I mailed, I said, now I'm telling you that first of all, your staff didn't take the bag. She was supposed to take the bag and tell me that, okay, fine, I'll check it with my manager, get back to you. She immediately refused to take the bag. She's so rude to me. Everything I mentioned it. And I said that now, if you guys don't take any action, I will sue you. Now that is something, because mail, it is a proven this thing, even in the court of law, mails are considered to be a proof. So I did put it across like that. Now what happened, then the good thing was that after that, again I was in touch with her only. So a week later she messaged me that she's in touch with the office and head office in Singapore, and she let me know what's the status. So I think it took good 3-4 weeks. In between 2 weeks I was in touch with her, and after that I kept on asking her. There were times, I think for 2 weeks she was in touch with me. Then I asked her the status. Eventually she said that she's left Louis Vuitton, so someone else will get in touch with me. And then another person, a sales manager, he got in touch with me from Louis Vuitton, and that person was totally different from her. He was very sweet, and finally he said that, ma'am, come to the store. Any bag you can buy, we are willing to exchange the bag. and any bag you want you can buy. So that was a good thing for me because it had been 10 years since I'd used that bag. So I was like, yeah, why not? So then, and the good thing is Louis Vuitton, they increases their prices every year of the bags. So any bag you have bought now, after a year and a half or 2 years later, the price will be increased. So by the time I went to buy it, I didn't know that, but I thought I have to buy just 1.5 lakh ka bag, you know, because I thought the more money I spend, the more I have to give it from my pocket. But I bought a bag worth 1,85,000, and in fact they gave me 9,000 back in cash. So I think that bag which I bought before had become almost 1,90,000 by now. Then this is the bag which you can see on the side. This is the bag that I bought, and it's a beautiful bag. I love it. So this is my entire experience, you know. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that, and I do feel that yes, I used the bag first I bought for good 10 years. After that I got a new bag, and so yeah, I do consider it's kind of free, you know, in a way. So this is my entire experience I wanted to share with you, because if any of your bags, the luxury items, if there's any problem you're facing, you can go to them and they are supposed to exchange it. Either they're supposed to repair it or they're supposed to exchange it. So please don't be hesitant to do it, you know. Take a stand, take a step, because that's when these brands will know they cannot get away with it. I feel probably for too long they have been getting away with it, and that's the reason they didn't entertain me. So just this is the advice and also my experience that I wanted to share with you. Let me know if this was of any help for you guys. And thank you so much for watching. Also, if you had a similar experience, please let me know. I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. Thank you.